Okay, so we can see on this right-hand one, we put the golf clubs down. You actually said, I'm hitting the ball a bit better when I feel a bit more open with my feet.
Yeah.
What felt open was dead square. Yeah.
Right.
Basically, you want to obviously in yourself in a roughly sort of parallel line. Now, again, set up with our body alignment when regards feet, knees and hips don't necessarily affect the direction of the golf ball. It's more affecting where the contact is, okay? Because if your feet were to say aim a bit this way, the ball position now is relatively there. Yeah. So now the ball's way forward. So you hit the ground behind the ball, then you're going to reach for it. You get a few toey ones, thinny ones, hit the ground behind, all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So getting yourself lined up a little bit more square to target, as you at the moment feel a little bit more open, is what we're looking for. Now, again, it makes sense if you've had a few shots with these longer ones that haven't been doing this in the past to start going this way, you're going to want to start going that way. That's probably why you've started moving your body a bit more that way, okay? But for me, the biggest thing now is this sort of weight distribution, as we'll see here now. Where you are set, there's a nice sort of balance through the arches and the ankles there, okay? If you watch this movement here now, sort of rocking back and forth, doing this sort of movement with your feet there, trying to find, and I would say we get to about something on the clock, about 7 here. I think about there, you're probably in a good spot. But then what happens? Then you move forward here, yeah. So your knees, you can see sort of start. You're sliding the club in. You're moving your weight forward. So the actual heel of your training. And I know trainers got a bit more of a backing at the sole plate there, okay, golf. But you obviously heels come off the ground there, yeah. So you're rolling your weight now. It's probably somewhere in sort of that area, sort of the toes or the balls of your feet there, which is going to make it more difficult for you to rotate both on the way back, on the way through. And then trying to get your sequencing and your timing up together when your body can't rotate. If we add into the fact you were bringing the right foot back, which actually puts the weight even further forward on that right toe. As I said, we're not really changing the distance you are from there. We're just bringing your legs a bit more underneath you, yeah? So if I stand like this and my weight's on my toes, if I just do this with my feet now, I'm now on my heels. That's obviously too much, but we're not moving ourselves back and forth in terms of the golf ball from here. We're just moving our feet back and forth to sort of get our legs underneath us, which is going to give us that stability. And as you saw there when you hit some shots there now, the strike was more solid and the bad shots were less destructive, weren't they? Yeah, because there was a bit more of a stable base to swing from. So again, in terms of the swing now, as we go back on this right-hand one, we're going to rotate into that right heel nicely, okay? So your lower half movement there now for me isn't too bad. You look how much movement on this left-hand one with your feet and knees there are now. Like your left foot... trying to really, so now you're already on your toes. Now your left foot's collapsing.
I've always noticed that with mine. I really that knee bends and that comes off the ground. Yeah.
But if you imagine if you're like this on your toes, now try and rotate. You're like, I can't go anywhere. So what do you have to do? You
have to do that.
You have to throw the knee. So now
there it hasn't come up.
It's moved a smidgen, but it's not really coming off the ground, and the backswing length hasn't shortened as a result of that. So we're still making a full rotation there. And then when we come back in the golf ball now, because we've got a nice stable base, the foot can kind of roll in nicely. Good path, good strike, left arm is visible, so it's a good angle of attack in that golf ball. Releasing the body through into balance, ball's nice and straight. So it's getting yourself through the arch of your feet there. The second you get on your tiptoes, you're already off balance, aren't you? Then you've got to move in the swing, even more off balance, yeah? So just work on that. Again, when you're practicing, put clubs down. Just double check it. If not every session, but just every other maybe or whatever. Just to MOT your setup. Because if that's wrong, you're going to see golf balls going here, there, whatever. You're then going to react to that ball flight. If the setup in the first place is wrong, you've now got two wrongs making a right. Well, by definition, that's going to lead to inconsistencies, Because if you've got two wrongs making a right when there's no variance in terms of the lie of the golf ball here now, the ground is flat and there's no consequence. We go on a golf course, we get elevation change. We get bunkers over here, we get wind off the left or whatever it may be. All these different things are going to be different on the golf course, and we're trying to be consistent.
So, and that balance thing is basically, it obviously is more accentuated with the longer clubs. Because when I get
further away, you're not going to reach for a 9-iron, are you?
No, because I'm already
underneath you more, so you're down there. So
my weight might be
the second you go with you're doing this with a longer club. You're just moving out towards it. So just get yourself through the arches of the heels there and stuff, a bit more grounded. Move more effectively. Okay, mate?
Yeah.
Good stuff. Right, so a few more then.